was good. Kevin Kidd, the 20 crew chief, has privy to the information that got him that way.
So Logano out front for the second time today. Led a couple of laps during the exchange of green flag pit stops earlier, back around laps 58 and 59. So Logano, Keselowski, Biffle, Leffler, and Kyle Busch, your top five. Brian Newman up to 8th. Casey Kane, he's got a lot of work to do after dominating the race earlier. We'll come back to Charlotte in a minute. You're watching ESPN on ABC. The Memorial Day weekend, always a huge one in the motorsports world, especially in Indianapolis, with the running of the 94th Indianapolis 500 for the Eyes on IndyCar Series. Our telecast presented by GoDaddy.com on ABC starting at noon Eastern Time tomorrow. Weather forecast is great. NASCAR Now, 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning with pre-race coverage for tomorrow's Coca-Cola 600 Sprint Cup Series race. Then the NASCAR Nationwide Series moves to Nashville next weekend. Saturday prime time coverage starting with qualifying at 5:30 Eastern and the race. Coverage presented by Pennzoil at 7 Eastern. That's on ESPN2. Our drag racing coverage, United Association Route 66 NHRA Nationals. The finals at 4 Eastern, Sunday, June 6th, ESPN2. Tons of racing coverage on the way for you on the ESPN and ABC networks. Watching the race for the lead at lap 123 of the TechNet Auto Service 300 powered by CarQuest. It's Joey Logano in the Joe Gibbs Racing 20, leading Roger Penske's 22, driven by Brad Keselowski. Some heavy hitters there, and don't look now, but here comes third place Greg Biffle, who's closed to just a few car lengths behind.
And then you got this car here of Jason Leffler, who has done an outstanding job from 40th position on the start, now up to the 4th spot.
Yeah, he was up trying to pass Greg Biffle a while ago for that 3rd spot. Biffle kind of got on it again, got his car righted. Now Biffle's up there going to try to go for the lead here shortly.
Riding that rim is Greg Biffle in that 27 car. He's got something dragging around. It looks like on the radio antenna of his car. Is that maybe a windshield tear off? Came off another car?
Yeah, they got these clear shields they put on the windshield, and they can tear them away. It's like somebody's came off. I don't know if it was his or somebody else's, but it's stuck on an antenna.
If he keeps running like this, everybody's going to want one.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's helping or hurting. It looks like it's doing pretty good.
Somewhere, somehow, back inside this racetrack, there's some crew chief somewhere saying, I wonder if that's good for downforce.
They'll be trying that in the wind tunnel the next time we're there to see exactly what it does. But Biffle is on the move. You remember this guy hit the wall not long ago before we made these last pit stops. That was trying to take the
just
lead.
lost it. Whatever it was came off his roof.
Yeah, let's see if he still runs as fast the next lap.
Yeah. So he's up to 2nd spot, riding the rim around this racetrack. The old Richard Petty line.
There we go, man. Look at this.
Joey Logano's going to say have it. How about that? And what a story it would be if this 27 car could win the race today. This is the Baker Curb Racing Team based out of Nashville. The sponsor that they have on the car basically has to come off the car after this weekend. A change in regulations governing the advertising of smokeless tobacco means that the sponsor of this car can't sponsor this car anymore after the 1st of June. So their sponsorship deal comes off. Greg Biffle's last race in this car scheduled for today. Unless they find some more sponsorship, they're going to run the next few races. They say they've got a lot of things in the pipeline, but in this economy and in this day, it's great to have a lot of them in the pipeline, but it's nothing until you've got the check in hand.
Yeah, a win today would probably go a long way towards helping solidify some of those. We can only hope, because they've really done a nice job of putting this race team together.
That high line Greg Biffle's using's got us all up here watching very carefully. Brian Vickers down with us in the pit studio. Brian, is he afraid of slipping when he's that close to the wall?
I can promise you it's on his mind, but he's found a lot of grip up there. And what they did to the car in the last run, they got it back out of him. He's putting down some really good laps. You made mention earlier, him going to the bottom and then going back to the top. When you're on new tires and everyone has a lot of grip, it's hard to make up ground when you're covering more distance up top. But as the tires wear and those guys on the bottom start getting tighter and tighter, that's when you see Biffle's car get better and better in those long runs. He really carries a lot of momentum up top, even on old tires, and it's making a difference right now.
Logano not willing to give that up.
Yeah, you can see Biffle slip a little bit as he went around Kenny Wallace there down the back straightaway, but he slipped. Looked like he might have got in that corner a little hard.
Well, it looked like that Kenny Wallace took his angle away that he was using getting into turn 3, and it definitely broke his momentum and let Joey Logano get the lead back. Here's 10th.
Brian Newman in the 1. Remember, he was second going on to pit road at the last set of caution flag stops at lap 104. He came off pit road in 12th, and he hasn't made up a whole lot of ground.
It's hard to make it up on the track, and you lose those kind of spots on pit road. That's why these crew chiefs pull their hair out when they have mistakes like that on pit road.
It's amazing how much different your car drives when you get back in traffic, and makes the car react differently and makes it hard to go forward, Shannon.
Yeah, the team came over the radio and said, shake it off, guys, but we cannot let that happen again this race. But, guys, we have talked about 2 tires, 4 tires, track position. Listening in on the radio, it sounds like there may be some gambling going on down here in the 1. They are thinking about maybe taking 2 tires on the next pit stop.
Yeah, they may have to think about that now because they're not able to drive back up to the front. You know, they don't have a lot of time left, so they're going to have to try something to try to get that track position back.
A lot of it's going to depend on when they get that caution or when they come to pit road, right?
Yeah, if we continue and have green flag pit stops again, I'd say that would certainly be a gamble that you could take, because we've seen these tires really be able to hold up. 2 tires saves you a good bit of time on pit road.
And just behind Clint Boyer, Jamie McMurray in 12th position. He is also on the lead lap. 68 laps to go. Joey Logano, Greg Biffle fighting it out for the lead. We're back to Charlotte after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Caution has just come out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Trevor Bayne was off the pace after, we think, making contact with the wall off turn number 2. He was trying to get the pit road, and that didn't work out.
Yeah, there's obvious damage down the right-hand side of this 99. Looked like it happened maybe off of turn 2 or in the middle of 1 and 2. Trying to get it to pit road. I think he got to the apron just a little bit too quick and lost it and brought the caution out.
So yellow for the 4th time in this race. He was 13th, Bayne was, and the last car on the lead lap. Remember, he'd gotten the lucky dog at that last caution back at lap 104. See if we can see what happened here.
This is when he was trying to get to pit road, and you see he's just carrying just a little too much speed on the apron here. And with the damage. That looked a little weird, though.
Definitely did, yeah.
By the time he got to there, he should have been able to save it.
Now, this is going into turn 1. Okay, definitely got the wall.
Yeah, quite a few times there. As Andy said, a lot of damage to the right side.
So, as mentioned, Trevor was 13th and on the lead lap at this point, and here come the leaders to pit road for stops at what will be lap 139, Shannon.
Alan, Jason Leffler says the car is good. No changes, 4 tires only. Dave.
7 car of Greg Biffle was running in the second. Greg Biffle comes in for 4 tires on his pit stop. Joey Logano talking about 4 as well. They said this may be the last time we stop. Good change last time. Same thing, track bar up. Mike.
Prior to the last stop, Brad Keselowski real loose. This time, though, the opposite condition. Very tight. 4 tire change in Sunoco race fuel. Brad Keselowski away.
Kyle Busch.
Wow.
How about that 18 team?
4 tires, too.
Talked about it being hard to pass people on the track.
That's the way you do it.
Yes, sir. So, Kyle Busch, winner of 3 of the last 4 here, is first off pit road with 61 to go. All right, as we cover the NASCAR Nationwide Series at Charlotte, make sure to go to NASCAR.com for all your latest NASCAR information. 4th caution of the race brought out when Trevor Bayne spun on the apron of turns 3 and 4. Kyle Busch comes off the pit lane as the new race leader. And the caution flag giving Brian Eichler, the Aaron's Lucky Dog, free pass. The first driver a lap down, so now he comes back on the lead lap in 13th spot in his first drive for Roush Fenway Racing in this number 16.
Yeah, doing a nice job today. He's looks like he's kind of settling in, made his car what looks like a little bit better with each time they've been able to adjust on it.
So let's talk about Kyle Busch picking up 3 spots on pit road there just a second ago, Andy.
Kyle Busch got one of the best pit crews on pit road. And you see right here, the tire changes are really getting it done. I mean, they beat Logano's team by a second on the right side, and you can see a few tenths on the left. And that 13-second stop is what gained him those 3 spots. And man, that's critical at this point.
So Kyle will be to the inside of Joey Logano for this restart. Joe Gibbs Racing's won 5 of the last 6 Nationwide Series races on 1.5-mile tracks. And there are 2 guys on the front row for a restart with 58 laps to go. No surprise.
No surprise. They might have their work cut out for them here today, though. Keselowski has a fast car. Biffle's shown that, so should be a lot of fun to watch. Can they make it from here, Andy?
Well, it's going to be tight to make it from here, but they possibly could with some cautions. But don't forget now, Biffle and Logano have a little history too, so
yeah,
might see a little hard racing between these two.